Okay, hello everybody. This is a grumpy old guy gaming. Do apologize about all of that. Actually running way behind today. I was a little behind today and then things just kept piling up. One of those deals, switching to a new computer and absolutely nothing was working out right this morning. Uh, Not the most tech savvy person on the planet. I ended up having to make a new copy of Wizardry, the ISO file I had burned on my previous computer for whatever reason. The emulator was not recognizing that file as I was setting up to play. All of the other images in there, it did, so I had to run upstairs, try not to wake anyone up, as it's still pretty early around here, and grab the game so I could burn a new copy. And then the emulator wasn't recognizing my controller, so I was actually briefly online and then offline. That catches you up to speed with me. As far as the party, we're all kind of hanging around level 12, level 13. We've made a few forays into the 5th level at this point. Let's see if anything new has progressed at the bar. Sure enough, we're met by Geese, who says, "Hey, so how'd it go? Did you find Hannah?" Hannah was that pixie we met down on the 5th floor. Geese was surprised when you gave him the green earrings. Says, "Oh, what's that?" "Those were the earrings I gave her." "I'm definitely not mistaken. I went through a lot to get those. I had to be a lesser demon just to get the money to buy those." "But why do you have them?" You told him the details of how you got them. He goes, "She's a pixie?" I get it. That's a funny joke. "So you're saying I've been dumped? Otherwise she wouldn't have given back the earrings." "Well, I'm satisfied. I was worried there, but as long as she's safe, she probably found a better man than me." Man, Geese is the nicest guy. And we get a night rest and 21,000 experience. So that's that quest in the books. Let's take a look at the old quest list here. Still have Helga's look for a Hound's Ear in the books to look for. Have people looking for their party's shield, someone who wants to do the right thing, someone who wants their music brought back. All the way back here on the second page, we have Maria, who was the priest in training who needed us to be paralyzed and gave us the Perazkia stone. She's now looking to become a bishop. Says, "I'm aiming to become a bishop, but I have to learn before becoming one. Please allow me to resurrect people from their ashes." Yoy. Yeah, let's go ahead and take this quest. Woman says, "Ah, you thought you heard a voice coming from behind you. You turned around and there stood Maria." She goes, "I became a priest. It's all thanks to you. So I went to the temple to see if I could work there. But..." Her face became pale and tears started to form in her eyes. And now we get the sad music piping in. She goes, "They said there are too many priests at the temple. They need bishops right now. I want to become a bishop. I only need one more thing, the power to resurrect someone from ashes. I know it's a cruel request. Please, let me resurrect someone from ashes. I'll always be here. So please come back when one of you is turned into ashes." Wasn't really my goal. So when you die in this game, you can attempt to get resurrected, and if the resurrection fails, you turn to ashes, or you have one last chance to be revived, and if that fails, your character's gone, permanently deleted. Kind of a risky proposition, isn't it? One of the party members has to die, and then the resurrection has to fail. So that's our new third quest. There you have it. Now about this Knight's Wrist. Nameless Knight's Wrist increases attacking strength and tolerance to fear, and can change your class to a knight. So it would actually do a ton of good for Rui. It would drop her defense down to 12, but it would up that attack to 43. Let's see what else we could do with it. First off, let's hand over this demon egg to Sarah. And now let's go ahead and start peddling this Knight Wrist around, seeing who in the party would benefit most. Be absolutely no defensive change for Kyo, and it would up that offense tremendously. Put a hurting on Ricardo's defense, but man, 55 offense, 66 power. Dude would be absolutely murder. Agog and Sarah aren't really going to benefit from the back row there. Sculpture Charm is what's... Well, he's got the Petrified Dagger. Not sure if the Sculpture Charm is really bringing him anything. Occasionally immobilize, increases accuracy. I think we could go ahead and equip the Knight's Wrist. See if the Sculpture Charm will do anyone any good. I think at this point it's a pretty big no. So we'll give that to Sarah to hold on to for safekeeping as well. And now into the labyrinth we go. See if we can just hurry our way through here. We'll have to stop for a second and make sure we have a transfer potion. Pick up a nameless short sword, or rather an unidentified one. Sure sign of a lucky day, we're getting equipment right out of the gate. Just a short sword, though. Nothing special or fancy. Before I go any further, let's go ahead and check. Yeah, there's a transfer potion right on Kyo. So we're good. Got a combat here. Couple rogues. Couple orcs. And one big rush to fell them all. Another treasure chest here. And it's a shield. Okay. Game really making sure we've got our base equipment down here. Metal shield. Or as we like to say in the fragment community, that is money. Attack coming from the side. Two more rogues, and this time they're accompanied by slimes. Personnel may be different, but our tactic remains unchanging. And really, why would we change it? That was perfect. 36 damage, one shot. Just keep it rolling. More slimes on the horizon. This time joined by our friend, Mr. Giant Toad. So I'll see if we could take these out using assisted shots and individual attacks. Assisted shot for one, Rui takes down the second slime. Assisted shot takes down the second, and Kyo, our ninja, is now attacking second, but did you see that hit? 45 damage on that strike. He's only a few points behind Ricardo at this point, hitting 48 with that mace. Kind of power boost, I'm not going to lie, we're really going to need as we move into the lower floors here. Get 2 tongues out of that giant toad, which is frightening on several levels. It's not good when the best possible scenario you can come up with is maybe it's a cannibalistic toad and it just ate another. Even more sunshiny thoughts. The Reaper is paying a visit to the first floor here. He's popping in as we're popping out. Now it's a little race just to make sure we don't have an up-close and personal visit with it. Although I do remember at one point, I want to say reading somewhere that being possessed decreases your chances of a successful resurrection. Not really a theory I want to test out. I thought you just had to resurrect someone. See, I had forgot that it had to be from ashes. 2 friendly bushwhackers, 2 friendly harpies. We'll just leave them be. Not gonna build trust up in the old party attacking friendly monsters. Besides which, we've got a lot of things to do. Game has hardly left us at a lack of things to do at this point. Got a wizard and a couple bogey cats. I think we know how we're going to handle this. Level 1 mage. And a first shot petrify. See, yeah, no worries about missing the sculpture charm. And we pick up some bogey cat's fur and a sorcerer's earring. Got some good spell component materials coming our way as well. Call for the old elevator. Down to the 4th floor, because that's what we do. And right into combat. 2 more bogey cats, 2 more mages. How do we want to handle this? So we do an end lash. A restricted shot. And just because we can, have some massive ninja overkill on one of the mages. There we go. Kind of figured Rui would come up a little short. Didn't want a chance getting a spell off on us this early. Did manage to get one of the bogey cats on the restrict shot, so that just leaves 1 to go. I feel like the assisted shot should be the finish. And it is. Hey. Wow. Got kind of lost in my own head there. Now we're into the labyrinth. That wonderful, random, ever-changing floor. That has been equal parts naughty and nice to us. Four giant toads here. Never have been worried about the giant toads attacking. So we'll just kind of mow through them with the assisted shot and individual attacks and see where that gets us. Well, that gets us 3 toads down, 1 trying to hit Keo and missing terribly. Just for the heck of it, see if we can't just get this off. We'll try a stun attack with Rui and Sarah, and then have Keo and Ricardo try for a double slash. This could be wicked if everything hits. Or the stun attack could be more than enough. I'm happy with that as well. We're greeted by the Tarot Priest. You'll notice I'm not so thrilled by that this time. His lips are curling into a smile because the last couple times, he's kind of got the best of us. Says the moonlight has led us to this encounter as it has led every encounter. Will we request a reading? Sure we will. Fortune favors the bold. Let's go with the middle pile. Fate is hidden in the cards. You shall divine our destiny. Got a little flash of moonlight there. Let's see what we get. Most unfortunate. It is an ill unity card. Picture of a human, an elf, a dwarf, a gnome, and a hobbit fighting with each other. I am ordained to bestow the plague of bad luck on whomever draws the card. Who will be struck with the plague? Well, Agog is the party leader. Let's have him take this one. Struck with the plague of bad luck. Luck was decreased by 1. Then I shall wait for the moonlight to guide you here at a more opportune moment. Yeah, that's pretty fair. I was worried it was going to do something to our overall party rank. So, losing a point of luck, not the most favorable outcome, but I'll take it. There were certainly worse alternatives. Just get run into by a minor daimyo here at the corner. Yeah, stun attack and double slash. Have Agog follow up, not that it'll really be needed at that point. Got our paralyze in, got 37 damage in, and now comes some fun numbers. Oh. That was 2 instances of 276. 552, is that right? Just a crazy amount of damage on that poor minor daimyo. That's what he gets for running in the hallway, even though we just did it there ramification free. So Agog's luck is not what it used to be. And we are just perusing our way through the most labyrinthine level of the labyrinth. Here we come up on a ninja, a samurai, and 2 priests. Assisted actions. Hit the old restrict shot, protecting Rui and Ricardo. Then let's do an end lash with Rui and Ricardo. End lash should get rid of 1 priest, and I'm going to say Kyo can take care of the other if Rui doesn't. Oh, both priests went down. Bonus. That means Kyo can take care of the samurai. Ninja attacks his fellow ninja in Kyo, but to no avail. So we're going to try one more end lash here. And just individual attack the rest. Have Kyo and Rui do it, and it really gets no further than Kyo. 45 damage on that kill shot. Probably our first, our first competent encounter here, and we pick up a flail. Items on this floor, because of how random it is, are always a bit more fun. Even though I do believe they're weighted with the floor of the dungeon. Just a flail. Just a plain old flail. Give that to Sarah. Our back row inventory is filling up rather quickly. Just walking our way through the hallway, minding our own business. Looking for those stairs down to floor number 4, the old cemetery. And there they are. I ask, and it appears. Now here comes something I really wish we would get done with by now. Maze for the old cemetery. As you could see, the exit's right over there. But in order to get there, I literally have to walk around this entire place. It's getting to the point where I've sort of got the route burned into my memory. Which usually means it's about time to put the game down for about 8 or so years. Right over the pit, and down the little red spot. Red pits are the ones that are advancing us here on the mini-map. Climbing our way back up. A couple gargoyles. Not the worst encounter. Try a double slash with Rui and Ricardo and see if Kyo can take a gargoyle down on his own via some strange machinations. Ooh. Got a nice 56-point critical from Rui, matching Ricardo's damage. Nope, second gargoyle does not go down. Also does not damage Kyo, so we are in good shape. Try a stun attack and a double slash. This has become a pretty prevalent attack strategy for me. You may wonder why, and it's because I like stupid damage. As you could see, these paralyzed didn't take, but we still get over 150 damage and a flat-out death blow. So that gargoyle was dead at least 3 times over. Pick up a devil's horn. Not the most commonly run into spell component. Got all kind of undead here. Just go after them the old-fashioned way. No spells to worry about, no dispelling to worry about, just some good old-fashioned magic weapons doing what they were intended. Striking down animated zombies. Got the front row down, and now it's time for the undead kobolds to shuffle their way to the front. Kobolds, remembering their defensive tactics in their second existence, I suppose. Not really going to do much good. We weren't planning on rushing. Pick up 666 experience, the mark of a really good encounter. And now more undead to come, 2 spirits and 3 zombies. Assisted shot, individual action. We'll have Keo cheat his way to the back there to strike at that back row spirit, and then have Rui and Ricardo attack the front row one. Since we know these guys can fire spell a bit, and we don't really want to chance that. One of the things I love, hopefully we'll be able to see it on this animation. Nope, just out of camera shot there. When the spirits die, their eyes hit the ground. It's kind of a neat thing to look for. You can't see it from every angle. As you can see, our assisted shots were pretty well cutting it off. Now it's just 2 of the zombies. And that's pretty academic for us at this point. Up these stairs. Come on, if you've been watching these, you know this route pretty well yourself by now. Game's being nice on me today, just having me hit the X button a lot. Down into pit number 2 we go. And before we can move, more undead to come. Once again, I feel we are going to take out these spirits rather easily. Couple more zombies than before, and they're sort of lined up at the top there. So we're going to take a couple attack chances here in this round. One misses Ricardo, one misses Keo, keeping our hit points surprisingly pristine. That's 2 down. There we go. Another encounter in the books. And some rotten meat. What everybody wants this holiday season, a pile of rotten meat. Let's let this dragon walk out of our way. Nothing wrong with a little courtesy, especially when we have no actual business with the dragon itself. So we're going to come out this door, find our way over to that red hole right there, which is a ladder we have to intentionally climb down. Only one more thing left to do, and that's walk over that pit trap right there. Finally, you have to hit a button that's not the X button. And down to floor 5 we go. So we know there's a gondola here. Unfortunately, it's all the way down at the bottom because we forgot to bring it back up to the top. Here's a gaze hound. We do need one of these. Let's go ahead, set up a restrict shot. And a double slash. Just damage for the sake of damage. Well, I feel we were probably pretty close to a one-round kill if not for that shot, but the kill shot from Keo rings true, and just like that, 2100 experience. Not sad in the least. Sidestep, probably spiders. Here comes an encounter of a whole bunch of not fun. Got 4 ogres and 2 mages. So how do we want to go about this, you may say? Level 5 mages, fairly strong, I would imagine. Don't know if either will go down to an end lash. But there's only one way to find out. I'm going to assume we could take him down with an end lash and Keo cheesing his way to the back. So we'll restrict shot because those ogres are pretty hefty and they're going to be around a little bit. End lash with Rui and Ricardo. And cheese Keo's way to the back. Sure enough, Ricardo does take down one level 5 mage, and Keo takes down the second with an assist from Rui, who laid the initial strike in. Restrict shot holding the ogres at bay a little. First one missed Keo, second one and third one both attacked Rui. And 861 damage to start things off. That one on the edge also has some damage on it from the end lash. Actually, I believe both of the end ones have damage on it from the end lash and restrict shots. And then the final ogre tried attacking Ricardo. So we know that's their game plan. I feel like the restrict shot is the best call. We are going to go ahead and start double slashing and seeing if Keo can just finish these guys off one-on-one. Ogre number 2 goes down in a heap, as does ogre number 1. All of a sudden, we've got half the ogre we used to have. Ogre number 3 takes a restrict shot, and ogre number 4 just kind of chills out. Perfectly fine with that. Should feel bad. Don't feel bad. And into the next round of combat we go. Let's see how this double slash pans out. Success again. And Keo with a death strike to finish with a flourish. Liking how that combat went. As you can see, we have an absolute ton of floor to go down. Yeah, that gaze hound really wasn't too interested in having us follow it the entire time. Can't say I blame it. Well, since we know the stun attack won't work, we'll try a hold attack. And then a double slash. Then have a gog attack. I'm banking on the fact that it's probably going to go ahead and try the gaze on this if it survives. And it will survive, but my goodness, it's in a world of hurt. Ends up attacking Keo, but that wouldn't have been our target to protect with the restrict shot anyway, so yeah, overall not too bad. Set the same attack plan up. I don't see this gaze hound making it through 2 such rounds. In fact, it's not going to make it past the second hold attack. So Rui gets the kill on this. We get 2100 experience per adventurer. And let's see what's inside the chest. It's a gauntlet. I was really hoping that would be the Hound's Ear. I'm not going to lie. But I'm certainly not disappointed at more equipment. Let's go ahead and appraise it. We're down in the 5th floor, so this might be something juicy. It's a ragged gauntlet. I suppose it could be a cursed item. There is always that chance. Speaking of that chance, who remembers the time we fought an absolute ton of zombies and a priest? Well, we're about to do it again. Offensive. Let's get an end lash in. Assisted, restrict shot. And let's have Keo cheese his way back to the priest. Level 5 priestess here. Getting some decent startup damage there. Nothing falls. Keo takes out the priestess, and now it's just us versus an army of undead who seem really fascinated with Keo. And Zombie goes after Rui and pays the price with a restrict shot. That's one down. Make that two as the other end zombie tries to attack Ricardo. So we get one more to the front, and now we know how we're going to handle these. Just some assisted shots and individual attacks. Should work out fairly well at this point. Got damage on a couple of them. Yep, cleared the front row. And Ricardo takes out one of the back row zombies, so it's just us versus one here in the 3rd round. That worked so nice it almost seemed a little unfair. Not a complaint from yours truly, of course. Happy to take almost 1600 experience any way I can get it, especially if that way is rather safe. Sidestep that mob. Should have paused for a moment. I could have avoided these as well, but it's another priestess and zombies encounter. You know, that strategy worked so well last time. We'll just go with it again. One thing I am liking about this new computer, certainly not all of the setup changes I have to make and everything, but it seems to be streaming a lot smoother, and that's a sign of only good things to come. Going to be trying out some new and different things. Hopefully I could bring a bit more variety in. I do appreciate everybody who's been watching thus far, and I do have some exciting projects on the horizon here. I don't want to give anything too far away because a lot of it's still just in the idea phase. There's one thing I've learned in life, it's to try and under-promise and over-deliver. I know I've talked about trying to stream and do interviews before. Especially in the fragment community, and that's something I would really like to do. Honestly, it's something I would like somebody else to do, but I'm not a great interviewer. I'm still rather uncomfortable talking at some points. It's one thing to babble to myself here, but to sit there and carry on a conversation. But I think trying to do it while gaming would be fun. And there's just so many fascinating people I've met within the fragment community that That would really be my launching point. See, my son's up, sneaking downstairs as per usual. Probably getting a dirty look right now, but I'm kind of focused on the game. Speaking of the game, we've run into the old frame rate killers. Tribe of Wandering Ninjas. Let's go ahead and enable turbo here. Not that that really helped. So there's only two things we could do here, and that's set up the end lash restrict shot combo, and then just hope. That back row is going to hurt us a little bit. Well, I mean, Keo does have Zatiel now. Let's see if we can do something to that back row. The front row I'm not so worried about, because there's a chance we can at least hammer on those ninjas a bit with a restrict shot. The back row is just going to throw stars at us, and they still have that death touch ability. That's where it gets a little dangerous. Well, looks like we got one to fall. One's better than none. Okay, it's just not fair when the front row guys are throwing the ninja stars too. See, Agog took 19 there. Dodged the second one. Keo dodges. Another star coming at Keo. That one misses. Here comes another. And another miss. Keo's evasion holding out pretty well. Will it once more? Yes, it will. So we get through that. That was more than a little hair-raising. Also not a big fan of the fact that absolutely nothing attacked in melee. But we'll take that chance again. This time we'll have Keo Zatiel the front row. Got 4 kills out of the end lash. Really liking that. Also liking the fact that we're up around full speed after half the ninjas are gone. Better performance. And they just kind of hang out for a bit. I'm okay with them hanging out. Set up another end lash. Set up another restrict shot. This time we'll just have Keo attack. Made it through 1,300 of the toughest experience we'll get today, especially since we're coming up on 8 o'clock. 2 ninjas, 4 gargoyles. Ran into this a bunch last week. Forget how I handled it there. I think I just kind of went after the ninjas, didn't I? As rightfully I should. Let's set up a restrict shot. And let's have Keo try a Spleam spell. Neither of the ninjas fall there. Let's see if we can put them to sleep. Well, we got one asleep. Second one resisted. Not much more we could have hoped for out of that. Now we just have to hope our luck holds out. Our first point of damage as a party was taken. Fortunately, it was off a gargoyle. The attacking ninja missed with a star. One more point of damage from a final attacking gargoyle, and we make it through the round. And Lash should be highly successful this time. And we'll just have Kyo attack a Gargoyle. Yep, both ninjas fall, as expected. Kyo only 25 damage to the Goyle. And we get a Converge attack. Gargoyles are just fascinated by Kyo, aren't they? 0 for 3. 0 for 6. 1 damage out of 9 strikes, counting the 3 misses from the first Gargoyle there, and they were 1 for 12 on that round. Not exactly something I would be rushing home to tell anyone. Switch up to a double slash, as we can finally do that. And see if Kyo can finally finish the job on that edge Gargoyle. Double slash doesn't quite hold up to snuff. Now it looks like they all lived, and now they're rushing. $20 damage apiece. Nothing a couple field spells can't handle. In the meantime, we just gotta get through this. Finally make some progress here on the Gargoyles. That double slash is going to drop 1, and Kyo should be more than capable of dropping the second there. So we're going to have a couple individual attacks, and for the first time this combat, the restrict shot works. Last Gargoyle just sort of holds up there, and we are perfectly okay with that. And Gargoyle felled by a double slash, meaning this combat just went very much in our favor. And the poor last Gargoyle lashes out at Ricardo and gets nothing but a couple crossbow bolts to show for it. Just rush through that because I do believe this double slash will be the finish of that. Yep, combat over. Broken sword is an item. Oh yeah. That's the area with the little breakaway wall we can't quite get to. Nothing unusual there. This is kind of the jumping off point for the first half of the 5th floor. So we have to break through this wall here. It's just a dead end with an open chest. And I think I went down too far to actually make progress here again, which is nothing new if you've watched these. We'll take one more stab at this. Then I'm probably just going to call it a day because we're moving close to that hour mark, and you've all been more than patient enough. Sure you got some fun things to be out and about doing today. Picked up a chest. Looks to be the locked variety. No, a trap chest. MP drain, that's right. Yellow chests are the locked ones. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Nice and easy disarm there. We find a staff. Hand that over to Agog, and one appraisal later, let's see what we got. It's a guiding staff. That has the map spell on it. That elusive map spell we were looking for forever. There's our breakaway wall. Here's our little downstairs area. Just kind of hopping through as we do. You can see this is the second half of that little area here in the 5th floor. We had that little disconnect that we couldn't go down, and now we're facing a whole bunch of divine casting, aren't we? We've got 4 level 5 priestesses and a couple bishops in the back. How do we want to do this? I think we want to end lash. I think we want individual action. Let's go ahead and have a Gog cast a Jacredo. And what will Sarah cast? She will cast a Muck on the back row bishops. Rare damage spell out of the divine caster. Nothing falls from the Unlash. Keo takes out a priestess. And now we get a little casting against us. First one is going to be a Sarome spell, which is going to block a Gog's Jacredo. Well timed there by the level 5 priest. Strain spell is going to lock up Keo. Things going about as well in their favor as they could. Sarah once again safe. Now it's time for the back row bishops to cast on us. Another strain spell. This one is empty. Final cast. It's a spleen spell. See if Sarah survives. No, she is put to sleep. So all of our support casting from the back row is taken right out of the equation. Sarah wakes up for this round, and Keo is back in action. Gonna go for another End Lash. Have Keo attack, and since Agog can't really cast right now, he'll just attack, and Sarah never really cast her Amok. So we'll try it again. This time we get a priestess and 2 bishops on the Unlash. Keo finishes off another priestess. A Sabaret spell. Dealing a good bit of damage to Ricardo there. Now we see a Muck, just these divine blades circling all around. 72 damage to the priestess. Heck of a finish there by Sarah. Hit points are getting kind of low. Now that Agog's able to cast again, let's have him use a couple field spells. One to the front row and one to the back. And one more field just for Ricardo. Only one who's really missing any discernible hit points at this point is Agog, and, well, I mean, he's the bishop. He'll be okay. Coming up against a giant here. Been a while since we faced our giant friend. Stun attack on the earth giant and double slash. I don't know if this will do it outright, but if the giant gets paralyzed, we should be really close here. Got that single point of damage in, and sure enough, he's taking a little bit of a snooze. Okay, maybe not super close, but that was still over 100 damage. We're not happy with that. 3 more damage thrown in on the hold attack. May seem like a waste, but let's be honest, we weren't getting much more than that out of that attack anyway. Second double slash finishes the job, and compared to the mini marathons we used to have against those giants, getting done that quickly, just kind of a welcoming thing. Working our way down this corridor, kind of forget where it leads to. It looks like we have an area opening up here. Okay, yeah, last time I was kind of cut off as well. Just trying to minimize encounters at this point. Finally make our way over to this side just to flesh it out for the map's sake, if nothing else. Got some stairs going up. Let's take them up. We found our way back to level 1. Fantastic. Now where do these stairs head? Found some stairs all the way back, and there's something odd about this wall. A rock is sticking out in the center. Will we push the rock? Rock moves in, and lo and behold, we found a secret entrance. That altar way back in the first floor where Kyo was contemplating mortality. That was a secret entrance to the 5th floor the entire time. Not gonna lie, this is what I was kind of hoping for. I knew there was a secret entrance back to the top somewhere in the 5th floor, and for the life of me, I couldn't remember where it was. But we got it. We got it captured. I think that's about as good a spot as any to wrap this stream up. Hopefully you've enjoyed. This has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. Take care, and we'll see you around.